Is it Monday already?
Oh, it's Monday.
Where did that week go?
To nowhere, because we just recorded one before.
It's still here.
Which
episode are we gonna launch? Are we gonna put this episode out first?
Nah,
since it's more relevant.
I don't know.
You can
Whichever one I click on to edit.
You can try doing both at the same time. Dual edit.
Yeah.
You have one in both hands, just editing all over your face.
Nope. Because if you do that, I'm just gonna bring up the amazing Play All on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I told you about that one.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ooh. Okay. Fair enough.
Play all episodes at one time.
Nice.
You have all these little mini screens, and they all audio, all video at one time. Nothing makes sense.
Nice.
I missed that. I want to go back and watch those shows.
I've been rewatching The Office. Anyway, so we're here, and I was saying to Rob earlier, it's a sad Monday. Sad for me. Happy. It's a happy Monday for Rob.
Yeah, I don't want to watch any of this shit anymore.
Everything has a finale, which is, I think it was cut short a bit. I think they were meant to have another episode, but they cut it short. Not like. I don't think the plot was saying that. I think that they originally planned to have 13 episodes.
Well, they probably shouldn't have had two fucking multiple week breaks and would have been fine.
Well, they probably just had to fill it out. The show needs to end by this date.
Right.
Make it last.
Well, then that's what I'm saying. Like, they would have had enough time if they wouldn't have taken so many breaks. They could have put that other episode in.
So yeah, we're officially, as of today, the. Well, we're recording this on December 11th.
Yes, we are.
But it came out last Thursday, and it is done. It is renewed for another season. Mm-hmm. So tune in for that. And
real quick, do you think they went out right? Do you think they ended it right?
No.
Fuck no.
I think there could have been a better.
It could have been a bit better last two.
Yeah.
Interesting, somewhat interesting things go on in this episode. What is this episode's name?
So this episode is Mad
Idolatry.
There you go. See how we did that?
Now, this episode... You say that. You say it.
Idolatry.
There you go.
But, so, I asked Rob earlier before this, if you watched any of the new Star Trek films. He said, fuck that, fuck no, fuck you for asking.
Nope. But I did tell you I tried to pay attention to one of the STDs.
Oh, nice. Yes, you did. You did say that.
And here's
Star Trek Discovery.
Here's what the conclusion I came to.
Got it.
I still cannot stand the actor who plays Sasha in The Walking Dead in anything.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I just don't like. She's got she's got overacting intense face, and I hate it.
Oh,
hate it. Her and the sister from Dexter.
Oh,
so intense face.
Oh, do you know they dated and then got married?
Yeah, they dated, got married. He got sick. They divorced.
Yeah,
and then they continued with the show.
Yeah, one last season.
That was a fucking mistake.
So the point I was trying to make when I asked you was that how because the new Star Trek films, the latest 3, they're all about getting non-Trekkies to watch it. Like, that's the whole thing. They're about getting... Right. They're making the fans happy, but they're also getting new fans.
Right.
Now, they have all of this lore and all of these rules they have to follow to make a Star Trek film,
mm-hmm.
but they can still, have good-looking people with guns and this and that and that. Now, in the second one,
mm-hmm.
it has a opening where they're on a planet running from a tribal alien.
Uh-huh.
And the whole point... So, the mission... was that on this, so they're like really primitive aliens, but there's a volcano that's about to explode, so they have to save them by not.
Is this the plot of the movie, or this is just what happens?
This is just the opening.
Okay,
it's not part of the plot. It's
right.
It's what's going on. So basically, there's a volcano about to go off, and it's going to kill all the villagers. So they got to get the villagers out
mm-hmm.
by not by means of whatever, like using the spaceship, because they can't, because the whole thing is about the Prime Directive, because they are not advanced enough to understand space stuff. They're like still like with like their loincloths and the sticks. It's like a village. Yeah,
right.
So they take whatever they think is holy and they run with it. So they go to chase them. So they're moving them all out of the village. Then the ship shows up to save them last minute, because everything goes to hell. So the ship shows up and saves them. And then as they're leaving, you see that the villagers draw the spaceship into the sand, and now they worship the spaceship, teaching the new fans about the Prime Directive. Do you follow?
Yeah.
So that's how they did that, teaching the new fans of the show that because they are technologically more advanced doesn't give them the right to play God. Understand?
Yeah.
So that's what this episode, the Orville, is basically about. Them being all like, it's basically about the Prime Directive, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to go down there in the first place and contaminate them.
Right.
Even though it wasn't Kelly's. Even though it wasn't anyone's fault because it did just appear out of nowhere.
No one was in fear of dying.
Yes,
but she interfered like an idiot. There was no need for her to interfere.
No, but she didn't mean to because remember they were just flying and then the space.
Well, she didn't want to.
But then it just showed up. The planet just literally popped into her.
Oh yeah, they didn't purposely go to this planet.
All right,
but she purposely went down that fucking hill.
So this episode is called Mad
Idolatry.
See, we're doing a thing now.
You didn't let me finish. I had positive things to say about STD.
Oh, sorry. Could you edit it back to go with
No, I could. No need.
Anyway,
it's not going to take long.
Go on.
It looks a lot better.
Yeah.
They've got more money.
They got that whole because the thing is the new films look like that too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. You like them? They're
looks
good. Yeah.
What a fucking episode I watched. Oh,
they make fun of
They got somebody got scared of the Klingon or something.
And then
somebody was all frightened, and then Sasha had to go super save everybody.
I've only seen a handful.
Oh, it sucked.
It sounds like it's the first one.
I think it was near the front.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I would not suggest anybody watch it.
So
it looked better though.
This episode was written by Seth MacFarlane and directed by Kevin Hooks.
Has he done it?
Credit where credit is due.
The fuck is Kevin Hooks?
I don't know.
Why does he get credit?
Because where credit's due.
I just wrote an episode last episode.
Once again, as explained in the last episode, I do not have my notes for this because I always watch them in twos. I watch them for myself. Then the second time I watch it, I take notes.
Mm-hmm.
Because of busy scheduling, I did not have time to take notes, and I apologize. So I am reading off of orville.wikia.com, powered by fandom. So I'm reading the plot synopsis, and
yes.
Rob has no notes in front of him. I think he has something somewhere.
No, not in this episode.
Let's freeball it.
That's all we're gonna do.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on with it?
Okay.
I'm bending the shit out of this table. I need to put something right there. Not now, but I will later.
So,
Jesus Christ.
Act 1. You ready, Rob? Yeah. This episode opens with Captain Ed Mercer knocking at the doors inside of the USS Orville, unsuccessfully asking his crew if they would like to grab drinks until Mercer approaches Lieutenant.
Let me take the wheel on this one.
Oh, nice.
So here's the thing.
Oh, yeah?
So Ed is lonely as shit, apparently.
Yep.
And nobody wants to be his friend right now.
Well, I'd say it's hard to be a friend of the captain.
Lamar. Well, I mean, they all seem buddy-buddy in all the other episodes. But I guess when it comes to late-night stuff, Lamar's getting the pee.
Well, when it comes to, whenever you see them hanging out, they're always in groups. Right. No one's ever one-on-one with Ed.
That's true.
He did ask Malloy, and Malloy made a real good point. He was getting a jam on. Remember? He was in his jammies, and he's like, I'm getting my jam on. I was like, oh, because you're in your jammies. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. I just saw he went to Lamar's. He's getting action. He's not going to hang out. He goes
She didn't invite him in.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
And then he was just like in the background like, no.
But she was in a red jacket. It means she's going to die.
No, she was in his red jacket.
She's going to die.
Probably.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, what else am I going to do? He goes over to Bortus's, right? Straight over to Bortus afterwards?
Yes. No, so it's Malloy,
Lamar, Bortus.
Yes.
And Bortus, it doesn't seem like Bortus wants him to come in. But he's polite. He's confused at why he's at the door.
Yes.
And then he's just like, yeah, whatever, you want to hang out. Like, we ain't doing shit.
A spot for what?
I don't know what it's called.
A spada.
It's it just looks like melted chocolate ice cream, but I'm sure it's supposed to be something else. And he offers him some. I wouldn't take it. I would just ask for water. I like the cups they poured it in though. That was an interesting cup.
So what's even funnier is that he plays along to the whole like, oh, I'm sitting here with two Mochlins, I'll drink what they drink.
Mm-hmm.
But they have that kind of food replicator device literally in the wall, which means that he could just go up and be like, Bud Light, and it would give him a Bud Light. You know what I mean? Like he could. There's no reason to.
Yeah, and what do they say? It's aged 9 years.
It's aged 9 years.
The proper amount, and it's a little parasite.
It'll form into a parasite in his stomach,
right?
And it gives a rather pleasurous feeling.
He makes that terrible joke like, "Oh, I wonder what it looks like on the way out."
Yeah,
something, and it's like it doesn't leave. It's a parasite.
Yeah.
So that looks gross as all hell.
Yeah, and then
But he's curious. He's curious as what
he's
Mochlins
bored.
do.
He's bored.
He's like, what the fuck do you guys do?
To party?
I don't know.
They play Latchcomb.
Is it Latchcomb?
Latchcomb. And
practically this game is just...
hot potato.
All it is hot potato.
Hot potato.
Hot potato. And
then he holds it for too long.
He does. He gets the hot potato.
And then just gets a blade to the hand, which was funny.
I mean, I expected it.
Which then he then says later that apparently I won.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're jazzed about it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh cool.
I thought I got a nice little.
Yeah, it was obvious they weren't going to do anything creative.
So he's back in his quarters board, and he's he doing a late night call
on that late night creep.
Ooh, late night creeping on Kelly.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And she's like, hey, what's with that hand? And he's like, I'm too embarrassed. No, it's like, sorry, why don't you go get that hand checked out by the medical bay?
Yeah.
Because if they can grow Malloy's leg back, I'm sure they can take care of a blade through the hand. There's also, because of all that, there's no consequences anymore. Not like, maybe not life and death.
That's true. But
I mean like...
Yeah, because they can grow back baby leg.
But like... dare me to chop my hand off kind of thing, like do it, like as imagine like could that be like a rite of like in this future in like fraternity houses are there like chop your hand off, show your loyalty to Kappa Space Beta. We'll just get it back, but just do it anyway.
Oh yeah, that's all they gotta do.
The thing's down, sorry.
So that's pretty it's a good point. It's a good point you're making.
Yeah.
Why is this thing all glitchy right now? I don't like that it's glitchy.
Ooh.
It's picking up still, which is interesting.
So,
come on, fucker, just catch up.
And then he asked, "Do you want to go for a drink in the mess hall?"
Yeah.
The mess hall. We've been calling it whatever this whole time, but
cafeteria.
Yeah, we've been calling it fucking God knows what now, but now we're on the mess hall, and that's what they've been calling it this whole time, pretty much.
You want some stool?
There you go. So then, they're chatting, they're hanging out, and then Mercer acknowledges Derulio's pheromones might have been responsible for the affair.
Did I not call this in the first or second episode?
What you mean?
That this was going to be the season finale.
Oh, of them finally getting together?
Yeah.
Well, if you could do a cut with kind of like a...
Oh, I'm not going to look for it.
Kind of like an echo, voice over it, like doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. Hey,
I'm not going to go look for it.
Oh,
but I know I called it.
Okay, fair enough.
Because the show's overly predictable and not original.
But, it's basically... They're just putting...
You can say I'm right.
No, I'm not. But like as far as writing goes, just fucking...
Yeah, they're not putting time into it.
But they're basically putting these two characters back together, kind of. We'll
right, I mean, there's no real other way. Like,
yeah,
if it was going to go the opposite way, they'd be way more gripey with each other.
Yeah. So he asks her out on a date.
He does.
Let's go on a date. Let's...
Yeah, and she's down with it, and she's cool with it.
Yeah, and then they agreed to drink some more.
Oh yeah,
because they're celebrating that they're going to go on a date.
Yes, they are. Very much.
I think it's okay. Like I'm not that kind of guy, but it's a cute scene. It's just like
yeah.
So far,
it's
it's not grab and rob the way they grabbed me, I suppose.
No.
So guess what we got again? I think we should have a new drinking game.
What?
Every time a space little anomaly comes up, you gotta...
Is it another anomaly?
Yeah. Bortus and Isaac both notice it nearby. And so they're hung over on the bridge. And then so Grayson, Isaac, and helmsman Gordon Malloy take a shuttle to go inspect the anomaly up close.
Well, we don't even know
what it is. Yeah,
we just got, what do we got? We got on the screen, we've got a big ass sun,
and that's it, and just empty space.
How do they get alerted of it?
Oh, I'm sure there's something that they can pick up, but they don't understand what it is, because if a planet, because spoiler, it's a planet.
Well, yeah, the planet doesn't arrive until they run into it, but
yeah, if a planet keeps popping up and popping out, I'm sure there's some kind of residue that's going to be left behind.
Weren't they saying that there was something like their initial voyage out there was to find something else, and then they just like ran into this planet? Like, wasn't there something that caught their eye, and it wasn't this planet at all?
Well, they were going to go check it out, and then all of a sudden...
But what is it? What were they going to go check out?
The anomaly. They were going to go...
But the anomaly was beyond where the planet was, right?
No, the anomaly was where the planet's going to be.
Oh.
So they were heading towards it, and all of a sudden, when the planet showed up, they were in atmosphere. They were like, oh shit.
Okay. Yeah. For example, I thought there was something like to the right of the sun, and then all of a sudden something to the left of the sun popped up.
Yes.
Okay.
No. So basically, the shuttle inspects the anomaly up close, and on board the shuttle, and in the middle of space, the trio suddenly finds themselves in atmosphere. You know,
right.
They're freaking out.
Yeah.
As so, and then the fucking Orville's like, wait, what? And then they look on the screen that there's a planet.
Right.
Which, okay, so the planet's going to show up every 11 days.
Right.
What are the odds of them showing up at that time and sending the shuttle at that time, so that by the time it gets to where the atmosphere is, the planet shows up? Do you know what I mean? Like, why aren't they just in the middle of the planet? You
even
know?
with it, well, because what's their explanation that this planet shares 2 orbits? That it shares 2,
and it goes into another universe.
Yeah, but universe is just, it's not going into a wormhole. I mean, I get it. They're overusing the anomaly idea.
Yeah, well, yeah, I love it.
But, I mean, it would just stay a physical object and just end up in a different orbit.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's going to disappear. So it's kind of horseshit.
They did say it is undocumented space.
That just means they haven't been into it.
That doesn't mean no one has. That means they have no idea what to expect.
Well, yeah, just undocumented water is at the end of what's the age around a trench. What's it called? The something trench?
The Bermuda Triangle?
Not the Bermuda Triangle. What's the deepest part of the ocean?
Oh, I don't know.
It's the something trench.
Hey Siri.
Yeah.
What's the deepest part of the ocean?
Did you accidentally summon me?
Jesus Christ, what the fuck do you have on your machine?
What's the What's the deepest part of the ocean?
Did it seriously say, did you summon me?
I found this on the web for what is the deepest part of the ocean.
The Challenger Deep.
What? Whatever. All I'm saying is, that's uncharted water.
Yeah. There could be fucking Loch Ness down there.
But it's there.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. We just haven't been there. So this uncharted portion of space is still there. Nobody's just been there. So when the planet leaves, you're just gonna see it like, oh, it just went into a different orbit.
Yeah.
It's not gonna disappear.
I'm sure the more I read this synopsis, I might have a quick explanation on what's happening. So the shuttle crash lands on the planet, and then Isaac and Malloy are like, we'll fix it. Right. Don't tell anyone how much I screamed.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
You're so funny, Malloy. Nobody likes you.
And then Grayson decides to go survey the area and happens upon a small village.
Mm-hmm.
She reports it to Mercer, and then he's like, don't do anything.
Right, yeah, I gotta tell you for the umpteenth time, don't get seen, don't interact.
It's not like you're my first officer and I have to keep telling you
right.
to not do stuff.
And then she gets snippy. She says something like, yeah, if I fucking know.
And then she fucking instantly falls over and gets fucking...
No, she doesn't.
No, she
steps on a twig.
Yeah, and
There's
then...
kids walking and she don't realize, like, oh, I gotta be careful, and then steps on a twig like it's some fucking 1920s horror movie and she's falling down.
Yeah, and then the kid fucking runs and hurts her head.
Which is dumb. What are they going to run for? It's not like she's a different... Like, if they were a different race, like a different species...
They're also strangers, you know?
Well, I mean, yeah, they're strangers, but...
And they know that their parents are close by because they show up later. Well, not parents, but like adults.
Yeah, but I mean, you get like the prompted run is like, oh no, werewolf. Not like...
But one falls over and hurts her head, and then she used her fucking phaser thing to heal her.
Did you see how big that rock was she fell on?
Yeah.
She would have been dead. That little squishy skull would have been gone.
Well, so, and then she does that, and then fucking all the rest of the tribe comes out and was like, oh shit. So then she just bounces, right?
Yeah, she just has to get out of there.
Yeah.
She skips town, for sure. But nobody else is freaked out by it. They're just like, woman.
So she's aware that she has broken planetary union rules for
interfering.
Yeah, with the developing planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so she runs back to Malloy and they fly away.
So what? It would have been okay if like she put a Band-Aid on it. Because I think where the big issue is she's now like a magic healer.
No, because she knew that once they saw her, she was screwed from the rule book.
Right, but I mean,
the
I think if she just showed up and like helped, regular help, like here's a warm washcloth.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have done shit.
Yeah.
But because she brought out magic healing power.
Yeah. Magic healing power is out and she fucked everything up.
Yeah, totally.
So back aboard the Orville, Mercer and Grayson describe to Arbel Azwa.
Who the fuck is that?
The black lady.
Oh, yeah.
About the planet's strange appearance.
Mm-hmm.
She tells the Orville to observe the planet for 72 hours and then send a science cruiser for further study of the anomaly. Then basically...
Dormammu.
Dormammu. Then basically... Grayson's like, why didn't you put it in your report? Why didn't you know that? Like,
why didn't you tell on me?
Ed left the big fuck up out.
Yep.
And they're like, oh shit.
He's trying to pull that V card.
Right? Getting that V.
Yeah.
Getting that B. Meanwhile, the planet suddenly disappears.
Yep. Now, if it does this every 11 days...
Which we find out, yes.
Is 72 hours.
No. As in, they don't know it's 72 hours by then. They're saying stay there for 72 hours and let's figure it out.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if the planet does this every 11 days,
yeah,
they've only been there for, let's even call it 2 days,
yeah,
and then it disappears again,
yeah.
Where those other 9 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. The planet's gone for 11 days.
Oh, it's gone for 11 days.
So it's only they know how much they know how much it's here for because remember Isaac was like, you have 30 minutes, sir. Like,
they also said it was an extremely close orbit too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
See, Rob's answering his own questions now.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, pause for a second. So the planet suddenly disappears, and Isaac proposes that the planet is locked in a multiphasic orbit, meaning it travels through multiple different universes while orbiting a star existing simultaneously in all universes. So the star exists in all of these universes, but when the planet orbits the star, it goes into all the different ones. Because Isaac's like, I have a theory. It's crazy, but just hear me out.
There's not multiple stars?
No.
It's just the
one star
sun?
is the same.
Uh-huh.
So because the star is the same in all realities, every time it moves orbit, it goes into a different reality. It's clever.
They're trying to be too clever, and that's what the issue is.
Seth MacFarlane. He's been the writer. He's been the consistent writer for all of them.
Yeah, but I mean, it sucks to have these 2 episodes back to back. Both playing the anomaly game. Both playing.
How many different anomalies have there been already?
Both. Well, yeah, but to put them back to back is where it's fucked.
Charlize Theron drove them through an anomaly. The anomaly that was the storm that Alara had to fucking go through.
Yeah, but you're talking episode 4 and then episode 9.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about episode 11 and 12.
Just, whenever you run out of ideas, anomaly can just be anything.
And it's just like an easy go-to. It sucked because they did anomaly and dimension in the last one. Now they're doing anomaly and dimension in this one.
So
it's like, fuck, guys, come on.
Calculations of the planet's orbit suggest that it will return in approximately 11 days.
Mm-hmm. And now
So
they're all
that's-
bummed out. You know what? I thought something fun was going to happen because they were like,
Yeah. It'd be like, it'd be like a ball episode.
So it's unless he was giving her fuck me eyes, like
No,
I thought
I
it would be like-
want to see what like Malloy and Lamar are doing for 11 days. You know, like without we're not working for it. It's like 11-day
we don't know what Lamar's
vacation
doing because he's on the fucking
Yeah.
engineering thing and not in this episode. Way to write him off.
So next, Mercer and Grayson go on a date in his quarters. He's making food. Food's awful. He makes PB&J, where he eats the PB and she eats the J, because he was like, "If we kiss,
Stupid.
you know."
Not even crafty.
Nah,
Just
not
dumb.
really. And they have it says here, concluding in a passionate kiss.
Mm-hmm. That's what they did.
So 11 days have passed. Planet returns, but scans show that the population and its state of technology has rapidly progressed.
It has. They've jumped 7 centuries?
Yes,
Yeah.
which is I'm trying to figure out the math.
What's a
'Cause-
century? Centuries.
No. Like, so they advanced 700 years, right?
Yeah.
So
In 11 days?
11 days, right? No, like, which is whatever. Just add. What then? So every time that they're how okay, so
So
it
there's
ends.
24 hours in a day. Let's just pretend there's 24 hours in their day.
Okay.
And then 7 centuries is 700.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 700 divided by 24.
Wait,
so,
what are you trying to figure out?
so every 24 hours, they advance 29 years.
Okay. How many days were there? Because by the end of it, they were freaking super future people. More so than fucking they are now, if you get me.
How many years ago was Rome? Was the height of Rome?
900 AD-ish?
980-ish?
I could be wrong. Please tweet at me if I'm wrong.
So, okay, so if like
Well, actually, before Christ, right?
Rome?
Anyway, we'll leave this. We'll edit this.
I don't
part
know.
out.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, like, there's
So,
only...
but they went from caveman, well, not caveman, but from close to caveman 700 years later to the Renaissance period.
Oh,
pretty
here's
much.
how long have when did we first build a computer? In the like the
70s?
70s?
60s?
Okay, so 40. Okay, so 40 years.
Yeah.
We've gone from
The moon landing,
smoke pluming factories
Yeah,
to now fucking people are building spaceships in their backyard.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's absolutely 700 years. Like it's they could have just gone for another 11 days.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, 2 months tops.
So Mercer, along with Grayson Malloy, Lieutenant Commander John Lamar, and Alara, take a shuttle to the surface. Don't really know why the captain needs to go.
Another issue.
Go on.
So if this planet's been around for how many years, and they advance 700 years every 11 days, how the fuck are they getting to the planet where it's just pretty much starting at zero?
Start again? Oh, so they, once again, another happenstance. So they happen to show up just as the planet
Is
Okay.
being born, or
Yeah.
like maybe it reaches a certain point and then resets?
Well,
Because if it was-
evolution would say so. You know
Well,
what
I mean, that's where I'm getting at. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so whatever.
because the planet could have existed for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and then life happened.
Right.
But maybe. Well,
I'm just saying.
yeah, no, they happen to show up at the
There
start.
would
Yes,
be ruins or something.
for the sake of storytelling, yes, they
Yeah.
happen to show up at the start.
Right.
Now, in a real world,
Mm-hmm.
Isaac, Malloy, and Kelly are dead because the planet emerged and they were bam in the middle of it,
Mhm.
and they got killed by the lava or whatever. They just they were crushed.
Right.
There's no life on this planet because
Nope.
this is billions of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's dinosaurs, maybe. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dinosaur.
Oh, quick cut. You watched the Jurassic World trailer?
I watched half it because I got bored halfway through
Did you?
because it's so fucking long, and I was like, it's just Jurassic World.
It's fucking a minute and a half.
Oh, well, I watched a 5-minute one.
Oh, you watched the wrong one.
Yeah,
The official trailer is like
I
a
don't
minute
care.
and a half.
I don't care.
Are
Whatever.
you serious?
Yeah,
It's gonna be good.
it's good. It's gonna be another one. I can't believe this is a total role reversal here.
Jurassic World's gonna be good.
No.
It's not gonna be like the other two.
Why not? Oh, we got to go back to the thing. Nothing will go wrong. Something went wrong. Oh my god, everyone's been eating. Oh my god, it's another dinosaur. Oh, it's also a T-Rex.
They're bringing out all the dinosaurs in this one.
No, don't care.
Really? You don't care about the Jurassic Park? You only care about number 1?
2 was okay.
What?
I guess.
No, 2 and 3 sucked.
Yeah, no, 1 was the best.
1 was the best.
World was not
World was what it was. It was good.
It was a reboot. It was a good reboot.
Yeah, it was.
But I just don't care. I'll probably see it eventually, but
we ain't gonna go. We're not gonna go.
Why not?
We paid for fucking Justice League.
Yeah, I clearly have more of attachment to Justice League than
oh my god
than the Jurassic World franchise.
Oh, so good.
Am I gonna go see the new Star Wars? Probably within 2 weeks of it being out. I might not contribute to the opening weekend fund.
Jurassic Park, right in. Let Matt know he should go see Jurassic World number 2.
So they get to this 14th century village. No, sorry. They show up in their fucking uniforms and they're like, we got to change because there's a village over there.
Right.
So they go to try to steal some clothes from some chick's back garden.
Mm-hmm.
And then she walks out with her kid and was like, bless my child. And it's already starting to like, uh-oh.
Yeah, nobody knows what's going on. It's
but, but Ed's like, oh no.
Yep.
He could sense something's up. So basically, she's begging for Kelly to bless her kid.
Right. What's the piss poor joke that they make? The fashion police?
Oh, yeah. We're the fashion police.
The jokes are getting worse and worse as it goes on.
Just Malloy's not getting funny anymore.
No.
He might die next season.
I hope so. I hope they all die.
So they steal the clothes and they make their way to the town.
Uh-huh.
All the clothes happen to fit perfectly, I must say.
Of course.
Yeah.
No reason for
they
them
get
not to.
there and then there's like a kid acting like they're at like a market and there's a kid running around and is like, hey, what did I say? You said if I'm not good, Kelly will get me. And then there's like 3 people getting executed, which I thought was like wrist cutting down, like as in like not even the suicide attempt lines, just like straight at it.
Yeah, what's the saying? Across the river, not down the stream.
Oof.
Is it not something like that?
It's something like that, yeah. but like, so these people are getting executed in the name of Kelly.
Yeah.
Which then Kelly's like, oh shit. So they find out Kelly is a god to them because of her healing power 700 years ago.
That's it.
So
stupid.
Yeah.
What do you think the worst episode? This one or the 11?
No, there was definitely a worse episode.
There was a worse one than these last 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, they end up seeing a Kelly statue. And then Ed, like, she keeps trying to jump in and stop the execution, but Ed's like, we've kind of done enough. Like,
Yeah, we've already fucked up everything.
Like, let's. So they go back to the Orville and tell that admiral about what's going on, and she's like, why? Like, she's fucked up. Like Kelly fucked up.
Oh fuck yeah, she did.
Yeah.
Did they ever tell the admiral that she fucked up?
Yeah. This is when. And why didn't Ed put it on
his dossier
report? Which is kind of like, he's trying to protect her because they're kind of dating, which...
Well, yeah, he's just trying to save himself.
Which is a big
save his date, yeah.
So then the Admiral orders them not to do anything. The Admiral just says, observe them from afar, and then she makes a good point. When they get technical enough, they'll come to you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's only going to be like a month, right? Maybe 2, and then they'll be able to get.
Oh yeah.
They'll be able to have a space travel.
Oh, that's true.
So she's like another kind of another stupid joke. She's all like, and that's an order, and then Ed's like, and that's an order, thinking he hung up.
Right.
Which, fired on the spot. Oh,
right.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. But not Ed. He's proved himself plenty of times.
So Kelly's very annoyed about all that stuff because everyone's dying in her name. and then
Yeah,
she wants to
that'd be
go.
weird to get.
She
have to
wants
get
to
used
go down and fix it.
Of course,
You know.
of course she does. She should. You don't think so?
It's done. You can't. You know, like if time travel movies have taught you anything,
Mm-hmm.
there's a butterfly effect
Yeah.
that if you go back to try to fix it, something else is gonna go wrong.
True.
So just fucking. That's the way reality is. Just live with it.
Yeah. Let
Like-
him worship Kelly.
Because as the future of people say to her, if it wasn't Kelly, it would have been something else. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like it would have been in some kind of religion.
Right.
So so Kelly's all upset about this, and then basically Ed wakes her up with the crew, and they just say, "We're going back."
Ooh.
You know, like fuck it, like fuck
Right.
the rules. Apparently,
Yeah.
which he had such a problem before.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Falling apart in the last
But
episode.
now he's like, yeah, let's go. So they go down and they go to that like Pope character,
Mm-hmm.
Pope and his bishops for Kelly and stuff like that.
Right.
It's
Well,
kinda
because
weird.
what they're doing something to where it's like, oh, cut him if he bleeds.
Kelly
then
will
Kelly's like-
will if he's telling the truth, Kelly will heal her,
Yeah.
heal him.
What a dumb thing.
Well, you know, it's a religion.
I get it.
It's a religion based around the healer Kelly.
I get it.
She
But like,
healed.
no. But then everybody they cut dies.
Yeah.
Like there hasn't been. Not that they need the stats to back it up.
Hey, maybe there was
But
one person who they cut wrong who lived, and they're like, oh my god,
And down the stream.
shit. So they get there, and then Kelly, what?
She's all cloaked up. She's
Yeah, and
looking
then she
like
does the whole. She reveals herself very religiously, which I'm like, if I was trying not to be religiously,
Well,
I'd just
I
be
think
like,
she was trying to play that part in that specific moment. I think she was trying to play that part because she caught that conversation. If Kelly bleeds, which she then just shits on later. She's like, it's just a machine. It's like a plow. Which, I mean, I guess, but yeah, it's like a plow. Whatever.
So they go down there, and they're basically. So yeah, she explains everything
Mm-hmm.
to the best of her knowledge because
Yeah.
they're what 14th century minded.
Yeah,
They're like this
Very
is a
simple.
tool, and then he's like, you can do it too, and then she teaches him. I was expecting him to be like, I'm a god, you know, like kind of.
Yeah, that's.
But you know, he kind of does the people need to know thing, and then the
Yeah.
bishop stabs him,
Oh yeah, so you got
which
stabbed.
doesn't really go anywhere, I
No,
guess,
it goes nowhere.
because they also made a really good point that, you know, let's say the Pope did announce it. Maybe there probably would be people who would still believe in Kelly and would
Oh, of
still
course.
act for Kelly, you know, like act of terrorism as.
Yeah.
So they go up and they wait 11. The planet leaves and they wait 11 days, and then it's like the 25th century or something.
Mm-hmm.
There's like satellites and there's like TV and there's all this like it's basically the modern era,
Right.
and they're all like another acts of violence in the name of Kelly and blah blah blah, and she's like, oh no,
Yeah, I didn't make it that far.
didn't make a difference. No, I mean, like, I know you didn't make it that far, but basically
The gist of it is there.
basically they're saying that they're, and then there's like there was a funny one where it was like a CNN show, and there was like three talking heads, and one of them was like, the healing of Kelly should not be taught in our schools, and then like, oh well, then maybe you should go to a school that doesn't, you know, like some of your weirdo school, you know, like I was like, ooh, topical Seth.
Jeez. Way to go, Seth.
Hang on.
What act are we in?
Oh, we're towards the end of it.
Good.
So basically, Kelly's kind of like, I need to go down there. Can you send me down
Again?
Because they're no. She's like, let me stay there. Let me go down, because she was basically saying they only had about 30 minutes when they went down to explain it. It wasn't enough time. She needs more time.
Right.
So she needs to basically stay there. So she's willing to sacrifice herself to just be like, I'm going down there and I'm gonna just sort it out. I'm not a god. They're advanced enough to know by now.
You're gonna kill her.
Yeah, she's basically being like, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, they're not gonna believe that. Now you're coming in as a false.
No. I mean, I honestly felt like the show was gonna do that. That the show was gonna kind of. This is how she's gonna die.
Oh, they're not gonna cut her out.
No, well, she can't because she has her healing thing.
Right. Yeah.
She could probably bring her own machine.
If she gets stabbed in the heart,
could
she probably doesn't have enough time to bring the healing thing out.
Bring her own machine to replicate a heart.
That's true. Well, they'd go down there and save her anyways. Put her in the mid bay.
Well, they couldn't if she stayed longer than the amount of time the planet's in.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what she's saying. She's saying she's going to stay there and sort it all out.
Right.
And then basically Isaac's like, beep boop, I could do it. And they're like, what? Like, it wouldn't make a difference.
That's right.
I'll be around forever. Like he's not forever, but he's basically like, I'll be around for millennia, like or thousands of thousands.
Because he's
of
a
years.
thing.
And he's like, it's 700. He's like, it's basically 7 seconds to me.
Right.
So he's like, whatever. I can do it.
Right.
So they were like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, dude. Totally chill.
Whatever.
Yeah. Beep boop. Totally chill, bro. So he goes down, and then 700 years later, the planet's super.
They wait another 11 days?
Yeah. And then remember.
How many days they got under their belt right now? 44?
So, yeah. So how many. So the thing is, okay. So it was. Yeah. How long have they been there? So it was
I didn't make it as
the Stone Age, and then they waited 11 days for the 14th century, and then they waited 11 days for the 25th century, and then they waited 11 days for the... So, yeah, we're on 44 days.
Okay.
44 days of waiting, which probably about maybe 2 hours of the planet being in orbit.
It's got to be in orbit for longer, but yeah.
So, and then when you saw it when I came in, you kind of had it on. The ship, the planet was all fucking super advanced.
Mm-mm.
Okay, it looked all super advanced. It had rings of stuff around. It looked basically pretty technologically advanced,
right.
which I don't know. Did Isaac have a say in it? If you
Probably.
get me?
I mean, that's the whole alien complaint.
Are we going to leave Isaac on a planet and not expect him to advance it technologically at all?
Right. Yeah, because he's going to try to solve problems after a while and shit.
Because we forget that Isaac's a racist, and everything that's less advanced than him doesn't matter. Is he changing? Is he the Tin Man who grew a heart? Yeah.
You got a point.
So when they're like, oh shit, and then they're like, a ship approaches, like right away. Mm-hmm. So Isaac clearly told them at this date is when it'll happen. And then they have big thing. They have beaming technology, which they don't have yet. You know how they always so in Star Trek they always beam down to the planet. In the Orville they always take a shuttle.
Mm-hmm.
They don't beam anywhere. So
right.
Are we is Isaac going to introduce beam technology in the next series?
Yeah, probably, because they're probably tired of taking the ship.
Yeah, and it's probably easier budget wise to just kind of phase them in and out.
Yeah, it'll give them an extra 30 seconds to make another.
So basically,
stupid joke.
Yeah, these new people are all like, if it wasn't you, Kelly, if it wasn't you, it would have been something. So she shouldn't feel so bad. People needed guidance, and then blah blah blah. God, this episode end already. I didn't like this episode.
No.
And then Kelly's all
How
like,
do they end it?
What?
How do they end it? Do these people die?
No. They leave, and then they're basically like, because they're saying how lucky they are as an advanced species to be able to study and fly out into different universes. Always, like, they could always go to different universes. You know what I mean? Like they're so lucky of them.
Has this new species?
Yeah.
This planet?
So they and they're like, who knows? Another 11 days, we're going to be more advanced than you, and like maybe we can help you. Maybe we can study you one day. Like they're basically saying that the roles will flip real quick.
Yeah, but then it'll just all go to shit.
Oh, absolutely.
But then they can't come back and report anything
in another 44 days.
That little fucking,
that
little blip of time.
But it is.
It's
so interesting to think about that in another 11 days, they could have technology that they couldn't even fathom to think of, because they've had 700 years to work on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's a pretty cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I wonder how the time stops from them.
What do you mean?
Well, because they're gone for those 11 days. Those 11 days in this universe.
Yeah.
So how long does that really take them in that?
It takes them 700 years.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of that shit's gonna fall to the wayside.
So like they'll be on like the iPod the iPod, the iPhone 700 by then.
Oh, jeez.
Imagine, how big is that
Hopefully
going to be? Or small?
I don't know.
In your head. So,
That's a
so they're
stupid-
basically like, well, so do you one day. Ooh, ending. And then Kelly kind of goes to Ed back in the mess hall saying that she messed up
Mhm.
and Ed didn't do the right thing by reporting it, jeopardizing his career.
Right.
So it's probably not the best idea for them to date. Because then
they're going to keep
so-
covering up.
So, no, they're basically
They
like...
need to just stop fucking up and be fine.
They're basically like, the thing of a first officer is to like, their judgment's compromised when they're together.
Right.
They shouldn't like, and meaning that if they're going to keep working like this, they shouldn't date.
Yeah.
Which is completely true.
Makes sense.
And then Ed's like, but I still love you, and she's like, we need to put these feelings aside. Ending the
Typical.
episode.
Typical.
Yeah, women, right? And that's the end of the Orville.
That's it.
That is the sad ending of the Orville with lonely single Captain Ed Mercer not getting anything, not getting that V. Rob, what did you think of this episode?
I didn't like the episode.
What did you think of this season?
The first couple times I watched it.
Would you recommend this show?
No. Not at all.
No. No.
I mean, if you come at me and you're just like, oh man, I like Star Trek, blah blah blah, I'd be like, hey man, you check out the Orville. But I wouldn't be like, you know what, you need to watch this amazing series called the Orville. No, I wouldn't say that at all. I wouldn't even think about saying it. Because to me, it doesn't offer anything.
No.
There's no...
I've recommended it already to a few people who are big sci-fi heads. Not necessarily super Star Trek fans.
Right. Well,
But-
I mean, you're talking sci-fi heads and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if a sci-fi person comes through, it's like, yeah, if you watch this shit, I'd do a podcast on it. But I wouldn't. Yeah, if anybody's like, man, I'm trying to watch this good show. Like, I'm out of shows. Like, do you have a fucking recommendation? This wouldn't come up at
I
all.
ran out of Family Guy. You have anything to watch?
Yeah, I still wouldn't. Like, check out the Orville. You go get a Hulu account.
Yeah, right.
Watch it again.
Okay, I enjoyed this series, but the last two episodes really disappointed me. Maybe they weren't intended to be the last two episodes.
I could see that.
Maybe there was, but I do feel like now with this is like the pilot season almost.
Right.
It feels like a pilot season.
It is.
So that next season, no matter how long it's going to be, I think we're going to have a huge continuous storyline. This is my predictions. A huge continuous storyline that will end with the cliffhanger to ensure that the third season. If you get me.
I get what you're saying. I mean, I can see it happening, but I think they're just going to keep horse shitting it.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to keep fucking...
Seth MacFarlane needs more money.
Well, then he can bring back Cosmos, because he did good with that.
Did he use the Cosmos?
Yeah, he brought it back to, I was going to say L. Ron Hubbard.
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah, well, who's the first guy who did it? Ron, or whatever.
Fucking dub your... when you find out, be like...
Yeah, no, Carl Sagan.
Yes.
Right?
No.
Damn it.
Cosmos. Fuck you, phone.
Yeah.
Anyways,
he brought that back, and yeah, he brought Neil deGrasse Tyson into it, and he did that really good. I mean, it's not hard to do a documentary about it, but
yeah,
or like a documentary series or whatever. But like he's good. Like I don't know. He's got Family Guy. Keep doing Family Guy. When Family Guy's over, do something else. Like I'm not a fan of American Dad.
But this
I
is a
didn't
show
really
that
like
kind
Ted
of
that
like
much.
this.
Like he's doing it because he
By the
likes
signs
Star
of it didn't look like it took a lot of his day. He didn't seem to stop doing anything. You know what I mean?
No, he's not trying hard to make this good. He's just doing the same card.
No, I think it's... I disagree there, but I'm basically saying that this show came out of nowhere, which for me means that I didn't hear anything about it coming out. I didn't...
Oh, right.
Basically, I think Seth MacFarlane just kind of... He made this quite easily. Not necessarily cheaply, not necessarily badly. he just kind of was just like, here's a script. Like, I just happened.
Everything's already laid out. All he did was just, okay, this is what Star Trek does.
This is looping back to one of our first episodes where we were talking about this.
It's just like Star Trek already wrote it. So here's our outline.
Here's a Star Trek.
You need some dialogue? Yeah, I didn't use this in Family Guy, so go ahead and put this in.
Well, he does have a lot of actually Star Trek Family Guy episodes.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard to take something that somebody already made, mash it together with something he already does, and just call it a weekday.
Yeah. I'm sad to see
that's all it is.
This episode go. Because, this is the end. Because I wanted a better ending to this season.
Oh, I wanted I
wanted something. I wanted maybe a death. That'd be good.
Yeah, I think Walking Dead and Game of Thrones takes away everybody dying. Like, because
you're right.
Walking Dead,
but I wanted something with a threat. I wanted a threat.
But I mean, I think Walking Dead did it first with killing main.
This would have been a really good episode in the middle of this series. The placement kind of annoyed me.
Yeah. Now, did you watch these back to back?
No, maybe 2 days apart because
okay.
I watched the New Dimensions later than I should have because I was on vacation.
Right. Yeah, if they would have spread these out, they wouldn't have been as bad.
Yeah.
But they didn't, so...
Well, it was they really said last 2 episodes of this series. I wanted... Maybe if they did a 2-parter. Maybe if they did...
A 2-parter would have been good.
Yeah, like the Krill were attacking the Union, and they had to go hurry back.
The Krill's the only one who's attacking.
Exactly, yeah, because the Krill... No, it would make sense, because the Krill have been the only threat this entire time.
They introduce a new threat.
Well, you wouldn't do in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, because then you would tune in for the second
season. You introduce a new threat next season or halfway through it.
No, because then there's your cliffhanger. Maybe not engage him, but introduce him.
Fair enough.
Or they could have done it with this one, like make those people like, maybe they got all hot-headed and high and mighty with their new technology, and it's just like,
Oh, that'd be interesting. But they only have about 30 minutes to invade because they have to get back to their planet.
Or throw in like, hey, we've learned how to jump from that dimension over here.
They probably would soon enough.
Yeah. Introduce that and then have them be all like, pissed off that Kelly showed up and now she's a fraud, and they're mad at Kelly because now fucking what's his ass is tough shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's really
Isaac's been there 700 years. I'm sure he had an impact.
Yeah. So there's plenty of ways they could have done it, but definitely not the way to end a season.
Yeah. That's our Orville podcast. Wrap up on season 1.
What from what you can remember, what's your favorite episode? What's your least favorite episode?
Least favorite probably has to be one of these 2. Probably.
Understood.
Couldn't pick which one though, but probably one of these 2.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite episode, Cupid's Dagger, was pretty good.
Which one is that?
The Derulia one with Rob Lowe. I didn't think you were a big fan of it.
No, I think it's episode 9 is what that is.
Yeah. Now, first episode was good because it kind of hit the ground running. I think the Krill episode was better than I thought. I remember going in. I remember I saw like a next week on the Orville. I was like, but being better than I thought with Avis. The Krill god, and he was like, do they know that they're named after a car rental company in the 21st century? Yeah, probably Cupid's Dagger.
Oh, that was the one with the... Oh, yeah, never mind.
Cupid's Dagger because of Rob Lowe.
Right.
Thought it was fun. The plot or the Krill. Probably Krill, plot, Dagger. So
plot, pilot?
Krill, yeah, sorry, that's what... Krill number 1.
Gotcha.
The pilot, Dagger number 3.
Nice.
Least favorite, one of these 2. One of the last 2.
I'll give you that. Least favorite is one of these 2.
Favorite?
I can't think of my favorite.
Who's your favorite character? Who do you want to be in the next season?
I give a fuck about it. I don't have attachments to any of them.
No,
really.
but like, come on.
I could do without Yaphet.
Who would you notice is not there? You could go without Yaphet?
I'd go without Yaphet.
I could go without John, but I guess they made him a little more interesting.
Well, I mean, I can go without him now that him and Malloy are split.
Yeah.
But I think him and Malloy work as like one character.
This will be my last and final Star Trek comparison. Data and Geordi LaForge were best friends, and Data is the robot who is on the bridge piloting the ship,
Right.
and Geordi LaForge is head of engineering.
Oh, fuck.
But Data is also a robot.
I don't give a shit. So you just told me
Yeah.
that they took another thing from Star Trek.
Well, yeah. And on that note, we'll wrap this up.
I don't fucking
On
believe
Rob's
it.
disappointment.
I don't fucking believe they're just going to take everything that they do.
Wait until they introduce Q. Q in Star Trek is like a godlike being who can just do whatever he wants. Like he just
Superman.
shows up and he like he like Superman's a mortal being, like is in Superman.
Yeah.
But this is literally like he can do anything. He can move dimensions. He can do this and that.
Wow.
And he just tests men. He just likes he likes testing the will of men, especially
Right.
Jean-Luc. Like he would be like, prove to me why men should survive, and he's like, you don't understand men, and like that's his whole thing,
Right.
because he's above, like he's so powerful.
This show fucking kills me.
But wait until fucking Seth MacFarlane gets his hands on some kind of Q.
Right. This show sucks.
Anyway, tune in for season 2.
Yeah. Whenever that hits.
Yeah,
9 months.
I can't wait.
We got 9 months to fill.
Ooh.
Let's have some fun before we get back into this.
Apparently.
Before we get back into this.
Thanks for listening.
Thank
Please
you, everybody.
send us an email at themarspod@gmail.com. We're on
Mm.
Facebook, Twitter, and
Instagram?
Huh? Tinder?
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Oh, and Instagram
At
at
the
the
Mars
Mars
Pod.
Pod. We are on YouTube. Just type in the Mars Podcast,
Mm-hmm.
or just type in the Orville the Mars Podcast. Hopefully, you might get somewhere.
Yep.
What else are we on? iHeartRadio.
No. We're
We're on iTunes, Stitcher,
iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play.
Google Play. That's the one.
That's it.
And
So,
listen to Creature Club.
Creature Club.
Yeah, solid podcast.
It's a good podcast. Thank you, Mike. Is that your brother, Mikey?
Mikey, yeah, thank you, Mikey.
Thank
If
you.
you like D&D and you like reading the Monster Manual, Creature Club is your podcast to listen to. They are currently on Banshee. Banshee is a creature, not a way of playing the podcast, because
No.
it totally made it sound like that. Listen to Creature Club on Banshee.
On Banshee. It's just shrills.
Yeah.
Everything done in a
Ooh, I love this new episode.
Slow down, high pitched.
Yeah, it's their first B because they're going through alphabetically. Anyway, let's wrap this up and let's see what we come up with next week. If you have started listening to us from trying to find something on the Orville, please continue listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
Please listen to our back catalog, and hopefully we'll keep you entertained.
Yeah. Suggestions are welcome. Please let us
by
know
all means.
on any of our
Yes.
social media accounts,
Yes, please.
or drop us a line.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
we
and-
might do a poll on Facebook.
Do a poll.
Yeah,
Let's
we
do a
might be
poll.
like, what show do you want to do next?
Ask Tom.
This,
Tom will
this
chime in.
or that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right, guys.
peace out.
Later.
Nice.